Yes, people, what's going on? It's Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. I got Dan Lawless in the building. Of course, we're facing West Ham. Big West Ham fan. I'll probably say the biggest West Ham fan I know. I don't know anybody bigger than Dan. Shout out to you, Dan. You're making waves in the West Ham space. I see you. You're leading the line, getting Moyes sacked. Now leading the line, getting Graham Potter sacked. Am I wrong? You wanted him
Wait,
gone.
well, you're wrong that Moyes was sacked. His contract wasn't renewed, and he chose not to renew it as well. I did want Potter sacked, and I look back on Potter and I just think, wow, what a terrible football manager! Like he's a fraud. Honestly, like I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I look back at the decisions he made, and I thought this guy should never work in the Premier League ever again.
You guys had one of the most epic trends on Twitter in the
Yeah.
last 48 hours before he got sacked. And I think that had a part to do with him getting sacked. Let's be honest. They probably were like, this is embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, he was being asked about in the press conference the day before he did get sacked. The media were asking him what he thinks of him, what his favorite one is. Oh my gosh! And yeah, like he ultimately he got sacked, and I hope he goes Man United because that'd be hilarious. That's the only one I'm holding out for. But other than that, anyone would be crazy to give him a job in the Prem. It's the decisions he was making, the James Ward-Prowse thing, man. What is going on? Like he was just playing that guy every week, 90 plus minutes. Everyone was just seeing how slow our midfield was. And he just persisted with it. Nuno comes in, drops him like that, doesn't even put him on the bench. And our midfield looked better, starting to play the youngsters. Honestly, I really have lost a lot of respect for Graham Potter to see how he manages our football club, man.
Hmm. Talk to me about Nuno. I was watching Arsenal going into that game versus Nottingham Forest, and I was like, you know what? Nuno's Forest looked poor, and now that he's left, they look even worse. But West Ham, first game, already looking good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you look at it. Yeah, I mean, Nuno at Forest. Obviously, they beat Brentford 3-1. They drew to Palace, who are undefeated to this day, and they lost to us. When we decided to actually play the right players, and put Somerville in and things like that, and we out countered them. We brought quality off the bench, and we won that game. So, like, he got 4 points out of like first three games weren't bad. They sacked him and replaced him with Ange, and then he got. I watched that game against you guys, man. That's probably one of the worst performances I've ever seen from a football team. Like that, and they've lost tonight. And I sat there and I thought, wow, that's got to be one of the worst decisions to sack Nuno for Ange. Wow, I cannot comprehend it. And the guy, 6 games, has not got a single win. So thank you, Forest, because I looked at our game against Everton and we look so much more organized for a start. We went a goal down because the set pieces still are an issue for us. Mavropanos, I don't know what that guy was doing, but for once that we haven't really been seeing this season under Potter, is we came back. We showed fight when we went. We didn't. Our heads just didn't drop. We actually fought back, and then after we got the equalizer, we looked like the team most likely to win. So, like, he played some younger players in the midfield. Our midfield had more legs to it. It was you fret down the wings. So yeah, man, I was very happy. I'm not going to get carried away, but it was a breath of fresh air after watching Potter ball. That's for sure.
Fairs. Nuno coming in, breath of fresh air. I feel like you guys are you kind of used to being a little bit more pragmatic, so you can play with Nuno, and defensively you guys are decent. I don't know what Graham Potter was doing. You're right. I think your best performance versus Forest, you guys shut up shop. You're playing well defensively, and you got a couple goals. And he just seemed like he was destroying some of your players. You have one of the best left backs though in the league. This guy you guys signed, whoever his name is, I don't know where you got
Diouf.
him from. He looks sick. Like he looks really good. Who's this guy?
Yeah, man. Diouf, yeah. Yeah, we got him. And yeah, he is a monster, man. Down that left hand side. He was just destroying Everton. He was causing them all sorts of problems. His crossing ability is crazy. Like pinpoint accurate crosses over and over again. Unbelievable, man. Like between him and Bowen, like they're gonna rack up some GA between them this season. And then you had Somerville down that left with him, like the pair of them with pace, Diouf with the power. They're a handful, mate. And
You
everything
know,
we was doing against Everton came down that side.
the problem is Fulkirk is not that good. Preseason he
Yeah.
looked good, but regular season it's not that guy. You need to
Yeah,
fit
I don't know. He has some pedigree, but I just don't know whether he's just one of these players that just ain't suited to the Prem. Like there's a good player there, but I don't know, man. He likes to drop deep. He likes to link up, and I just don't know if we've got the team right now to suit him. I think Wilson will probably be a better fit in that position, which I was surprised we
if
didn't
he
see
can
Wilson.
stay fit. If he can stay fit, that's the problem with Wilson.
Well, listen, shout out to Wolfie because he told me that Nuno doesn't get injuries. That's one of these big traits, right? So if he can keep Wilson fit, mate, build him a statue right then and there, because that's a crazy achievement. He's honestly keeping Wilson fit. But in the meantime, look, while he is fit, you got to play him, make him the number one, and then full group the backup. And we got young Callum Marshall as well for some legs up front. That's
You
what
know
I
what?
think.
We're gonna talk about how you're gonna set up in a second, but before we do that, do you remember that video we had last season? You kind of were laughing at me, or like about my prediction about the team looking like we're gonna start dominating and we're gonna be the better team going forward. A couple games into the season, do you see that the transfer window, how it went, Arsenal looking like we're on the ups? Do you see like we're headed in that direction that I was talking about? This team looks like
Mm,
a lot more serious than everyone expected us to be.
No, no, listen, let's not try to you said dominate European. You said to dominate, right? I'm
And we look.
sorry. Are you
Do you not?
dominating football? Are
No,
you
no,
dominating football? Are you top
bro.
of the league?
It's only the 3rd of October. It's only the 3rd of
Okay.
October.
So why are you bringing this up now then?
The reason why I'm bringing it up is because I feel like with the transfer window we had, we're on the pace to go do that, and you're gonna see, and you're slowly but surely, everything that I was talking about is gonna come to fruition. And I know people think I'm bantering, people think I'm deluded, but the honest truth is, with the transfer window we had, with the squad depth we have, with the defense, which I believe is the best defense across Europe, anywhere you go, I don't think there's any team that has a better defense than Arsenal's. And we just improve slightly on our attacking phase, we will easily be amongst the best teams in the Champions League, in the Premier League, and I believe we can do everything we need to do to show that we're going to start dominating this league and across Europe soon.
I mean, that I listen to dominate. Like we're talking. When I think of dominate, I think of Man City under how they've been under Pep. I think of Man United under Alex Ferguson, right? Like if you're talking them levels, nah. That's dominate, right? Well, if you could potentially win the league this season, and you turn around and go, see, winning a one league in however many years, 20 odd years, is not domination,
So
right?
nothing we can do this year will prove me right. It has to happen over a
Um,
6 year span.
no. Do you know what? I think if you was to win, if you won the Prem and the Champions League, I would sit down and say, do you know what? That was a dominant seat. Like, yeah. Like if you won both of those trophies, we could or even a domestic treble or something where I
Domestic
can
double, league and FA Cup, league and
League and FA Cup. I think we could say you're meeting in the middle there. Like I'm not wrong for saying you're not dominating, but you're not wrong for saying you are. Like it's in the middle, but it still doesn't. To me, that don't feel like we're dominating.
But you see us
Um,
kicking on. Forget about dominating. You see us kicking on clearly.
like if you get one of the big ones this year, then I can see it. That's the time to kick on. You've been justified. Arteta then gets more time. He's vindicated. So you can kick on. If you don't win a big one this year, then the opposite has to happen.
Who do you think is the favorite to win it? And who do you think is going to win it?
I still just because I'm not changing off Liverpool just because of the last couple games. Like we've had instances, and it's funny because when Arsenal had them periods where they weren't looking convincing, I think it was last season, but still getting wins. Arsenal fans were like, "Oh, it's a sign of a good team. It's a sign of a good team," and you got to look at it that way for Liverpool. Like things will click if Verts clicks, which isn't if, but he's a quality player. But it's on Slot now. Slot needs to work out. If Verts is going to take time, then you can't just keep relying on him and playing him through it. Ekatike obviously getting injured and Allison getting injured don't help. So I think you're going to run closer, maybe than you did last year. But I think Liverpool are still going to take it. And I think we count out Man City as well. I think Man City are going to go under the radar this year. You know what I mean? But I think Arsenal will do. Your squad depth has massively improved, which is huge for you guys because you're still picking up them injuries.
Yeah, and you know what? Before we talk about squad depth, there's been a hurdle at Arsenal over the last couple of years. It's been the West Hams, the Crystal Palaces, the Fulhams. These are the games where we drop points, and just on time for Graham Potter to get replaced, Nuno to come in and to get his first big win versus Arsenal at the Emirates. If that happens, I'll honestly be like, deja vu happens every freaking year. How do you guys beat us at our ground, but then we go and slap you at your ground like 5-0 one time? It's been crazy. It's been so weird because if I show you the actual our last four games, you'll be shocked. We slap you at your ground 5-2, 6-0, but then you beat us the last two times we played you at your ground at our
because
ground.
because our ground is crap. It's a terrible ground, and so it always feels like an away game. We don't have that home advantage where you can say it's a fortress because of the ground. Like we perform better away from home. Like we can get more of an atmosphere in other teams' grounds for West Ham than we can on our own ground. Like I see the Everton game yesterday, the other day. You could just hear the West Ham fans throughout the game.
No, but this is
So
wild though. Out of our last five games, you beat us in the cup, you beat us at our ground, you lost by 5 goals, 6 goals, 5-2, and then you beat us 1-0 again. And it's like, what the hell are we doing?
listen, I need it again. I need it again. Let's run it back. Honestly, we get even a draw would be nice. If we was to do that, would that shake your confidence in domination if we got a win over you guys or even a draw?
Bro, if you get a draw, I'm looking at us funny. If you score a goal, I'm looking at us funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm that confident in my defense that if West Ham score at the Emirates, I'm looking at my team. I'm saying, what's going on?
You had the same defense last season, though.
The difference is right now, Calafiori is playing at a ridiculous level, and the balance across the whole team is so much better. We have so much more creativity, we have so much more control, and I feel like overall, defensively and offensively, we're so much better that we can control a game without necessarily even having to face too many shots. We've conceded 3 goals in 9 games across all competitions, only 1 goal in open play. If West Ham come to the Emirates and bop us and score a goal early, I would still expect them to win, but I would be surprised if we concede first to West Ham this time. The recipe for West Ham to win is we concede early and you guys just hold it out, hold it out. But Arteta this time has more solutions. He has more keys. He has Eze, he has Odegaard, he has Gyokeres, Saka. There's so much more keys to unlock defenses. And even late in game, if we want to bring on Trossard and Martinelli to change the game, Dowman, Ethan, there's so many options. And I just trust this team more to get solutions, especially at home. I don't think West Ham, the way we played you in December and February, the last 2 years at the Emirates, it was almost like we were completely incapable of getting anything. You
Mm.
scored 1 goal, and it was like Graham Potter got his first major win against Arsenal in that game. He shut up shop. Defensively, you guys were good, and offensively, we took 20 shots, one on target. How do you generate one shot on target from 20 shots? It didn't make sense. We
Well, yeah, we went and we limited in terms of what chances you could take, right? Is by and I think that's what we'll see in Nuno. Like if we go 1-0 up against with Nuno, you'll see a similar thing of just marking you out the game to where you have so few opportunities, you just have to hit and hope. And that's what you was doing. You were just hitting and hoping. just taking a risk because you didn't have there was no openings. So
What about the time you beat us 2-0? That time, surely you remember that game. If you can remember that game
yeah,
where I think Suchek and Mavropanos scored. That game was basically Arsenal 90% of the 75% of the possession, 30 shots, multiple big chances missed by key players. And it's like, what are you gonna do?
yeah. That was the game where they offered Moyes a new contract, and then he lost the next 3 games, and they said no, we're going to take that away. So yeah, it was one of them ones. Like with this one, look, the big thing that I'm worried about with Arsenal with the set pieces, it's the set pieces because I was talking to Potts on his channel, and he informed me that you've scored 8 goals from set pieces. We've conceded 8 goals from set pieces, so that's like your cheat code. Um, and for us, it's our weakness, set pieces, and we need to fix up because any time you could just go to that, you'll just play for a corner. Let me just kick the ball at one of their players and win a corner. Like you can see that that's what you do. Um, that worries me massively. Is no matter what we can defend really well, but if you keep getting corners, eventually one of them is going to go in the net. That's the concern.
Mm. I think Nuno spoke about it. I was checking his interview. What did he say? Let me see. Something about set pieces that Nuno said. Nuno Espirito Santos speaking about Arsenal, the Arsenal game. Where is it? Here it is. He says the new West Ham manager says Arsenal's corner threat is the biggest concern ahead of the two sides meeting up this weekend. So yeah, he echoes exactly what you're saying, and he's just saying they're gonna have to find a solution for that. Does that mean you change your back four? Do you play somebody taller in the back four? What do you do?
The thing is, you know what really annoys me is Mavropanos is probably our best player from a defensive point of view on set pieces, right? And
Mm,
his marking for that goal we conceded was absolutely disgraceful. He was like this much space between him and Keane, and Keane jumps, Mavropanos jumps, but obviously the ball gets to Keane first. So what are you jumping for, you idiot? Like instead of getting tight to him and putting pressure on, he's just there, like watching him, and let's just both jump. Like
oh
what's
my god.
it's horrendous. Like honestly, Nuno should have given him a slap after that and said, like, you're a professional footballer, mate.
Mm.
So like Mavropanos, like and Kilman can play. I think this is a game that's going to call for Suchek because set pieces are he's good in both boxes. So we
Mm.
may have to look at this game and put Suchek in, maybe take Magassa out, and start Suchek, and Suchek can help defend those set pieces. I'd say.
All right, let's do this predicted 11 then. So this is West Ham's team. Let me just pull it up. West Ham. Here we go. So this was the last team that you played with,
All
right?
right, let me
So
just change my battery.
what change are you making to this team? Can you see it?
Yep, I'm just changing my camera battery because it's
Okay,
about to die.
let me just make it bigger. Is that better?
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, this is what we played. So the changes will probably be it's still hard because it's only our second game with Nuno. Um so yeah,
Do you
essentially
have
I
another striker?
well we have Wilson, so it'd be interesting if he plays Wilson. I would play
Say,
Wilson,
say
so
you play Wilson. Who gets dropped from the midfield?
probably Magassa, and it's not that he's bad on it. It just I think Suchek is a better fit because of your set
Or
piece
who
threat.
plays in the deep role?
Well, so you're going to have the way you've got it. Fernandez is probably going to be the 8, and he's going to be deeper, so he's not going to be up there. It's going to be like probably a double pivot with Suchek and Fernandez. He may
Yes.
go with an extra man in maybe Paqueta will be a little bit deeper. I don't know, but um, yeah, I think that's probably close. Again, this is all speculation because I don't know enough about Nuno at this West Ham side to see. Okay, he favors this player. This is what he does. But I think that's probably what he might play, and I think that's the most sensible team he could put out. I would say.
For Arsenal, this is the team that we started in our last game. Who did we play in our last game? But Saliba,
Newcastle. Oh, was
Newcastle.
it Europe? Oh, it
Yeah,
was.
so yeah, it was the Newcastle game. So Saliba's coming back in the side. Gabriel got injured, but he should be fine for this game. Um, I don't know if we need Zubimendi and Rice in this game. I'm kind of thinking more creativity will be needed because of how good you guys are defensively. So I could see a situation where for the first time we play a single pivot instead of a double pivot,
And he
and
brings in Odegaard.
he could do that, or he could just keep it the same and just have Odegaard playing from a deeper role and Eze higher up the pitch. Either way, I do think we're gonna see at some point Eze and Odegaard on the pitch together in this game. Will Trossard start again? Will Martinelli start? Martinelli scored another goal. Will he start? I don't know. But there's another world where you could just see him say, you know what, just play Eze, Odegaard, and Saka from the beginning, and have the double pivot. And if we need to change it, we can change it later on. So if I was a betting man, which I'm not because I don't gamble, this is what I think I would say the starting lineup would be.
Hmm. Interesting.
But
Again, like you can play all you want. The biggest player I'm worried about is Gabriel. Like that's the. I'm hoping he's out for
they
this
could
game.
they could start Moreno. You could see a Moreno lineup. I doubt it though. This was the lineup we played in the Champions League. There's no chance this is going to be the same lineup.
No, some of them players will play, but yeah.
Yeah, no. Trossard, Martinelli on the bench, Moreno on the bench, Miles Lewis-Skelly on the bench, Ben White on the bench. Really and truly, Declan Rice is starting. Saka and Eze are starting. And if anything, you're not going to see Ben White or maybe Miles. Maybe Miles. Do you guys struggle with left backs coming forward and helping up in the build-up play?
Um, from left backs, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say if I was to say that's one of our biggest threats. I mean, it depends how good the left back is, but yeah, it's not something I would pinpoint out and say, yeah, this is something that really causes us issues. Kyle Walker Peters has been actually really pretty good for us, actually.
Mm. All right, so let's get into it. We've mentioned a lot of things. The last thing I want to speak about before we get into the prediction is, where do you think West Ham's going to finish the season run?
It's such a hard prediction at this stage. One game in, like if you would have asked me like this, like if Potter was still manager, I would have said we got relegated. With Nuno, one game a week. Obviously, we're not in Europe and we're out of the Carabao. So, and the fact we can keep these teams fit, I think we can get top 10 this season. I think we could get a 10th or maybe or a 9th. I think we can slowly start to build up results. Because I do rate our 11. I do rate our 11. And I've always said that even when we had Potter, the team was better than what we were seeing. So I think if Nuno, who can get us more organized, more difficult to beat, I think we can climb up that table. Which is, look, I would love to be back in Europe, but we got to be realistic. We've made a mess of it, so that's gonna have to be a next season thing, and we're just gonna have to finish as high as we can this season. Maybe get a little FA Cup run.
Yeah, you know what? I think you guys are going to struggle to score against us on the weekend, and hopefully, this is a game where we can finally beat you at our ground for the first time in 2 years.
What makes you think we're going to struggle? Because the thing is, I think you guys you're not going to play that sort of defensive football you've been playing in some games, right? You're going to come at us, right? You're going to throw everything at us.
Yeah.
So I believe on the counter attack, with the pace that we've got with Diouf and Somerville, and then the goal threat of Jared Bowen, like I think we can lay a glove on you. I do. I think you're not going to show us any respect, and I think we'll find a way to get a goal.
I think if I go back to all the games we played this season, we have been able to limit our opponent from chances on the counter, because when we do lose the ball, we have two of the fastest center backs in Gabriel and Saliba. And even if one of them is not available, Mascara's up there as one of the faster center backs in this position also. And physicality wise, we don't have to worry. I think Timber is one of the best defensive right backs. So whatever your left back is doing, with him and Saka on that side helping out defensively, I'm not too concerned. But the main thing for me is our our defensive shape is so good in and out of possession that we don't concede too many chances. And when we do, David Raya is also one of the best goalkeepers for the last 2 years in the league. We can't act like he hasn't been a good keeper. So for a team that in West Ham who have struggled to get points, if I'm not mistaken, you've also struggled to score goals in a lot of these games. Am I wrong? Under the previous manager.
Um, well, Chelsea, no, Chelsea we scored. Spurs, we didn't. I don't think we scored. I think we scored against Forest, Wolves. No, I think we've scored in most games we played.
Oh, to be fair, yeah. So you've scored 6 goals. We've conceded 3 all season.
Mm.
I'm just I don't know. Maybe I'm looking down on West Ham too much. But in my opinion, I just feel like our defense is so good that if we do get an early goal or two, it's curtains for you guys. And we're
Yeah,
not gonna
it's
and I'm not saying we're gonna just shut up shop and be defensive and let you have more of the ball. We're just gonna hold on to possession a little bit more, recycle the ball more, and it's gonna be you guys waiting to pounce on a counter. But if you don't get that counter first and you don't hit us first, you have to basically score first to have any chance of
Mhm.
getting something from this game.
You know what, Egal? You best win the league, right? Because what I'm hearing from your team is that you're flawless. You're a flawless team, perfect, and
I
this perfect team must win.
Dan, I'll tell you this. I believe my team will win, and I believe at the end of the season you'll be coming back here saying, "You know what, Egal, you're right."
Well, yeah, okay, you're right. You won the league. You won it. You won it all, right? Because if you're the perfect team that you say you are, because I'm not hearing no
I'm not
flaws. All
saying
I'm
I'm
hearing
not
is
saying I'm not saying we're perfect. We still need to figure out some things. But compared to who we're facing in the league, City have their defensive flaws. Chelsea are a mess, and Liverpool just don't seem to know how to play together right now. So I'm not too concerned about my opponents. I'm looking at West Ham this weekend, and I'm saying to myself, "You're 19th in the league. You've had a poor start to the season. We're at home. The Emirates has been somewhat of a fortress, except when we play West Ham. This is kind of a revenge game for us. It means more to us beating you than Liverpool or Chelsea or Man City. They don't lose to you at the Emirates. I mean, they don't lose to you at their ground. You kind of been a bogey team for us. This is another mental hurdle we have to get over.
it's only been like 2 seasons.
Bro, you beat us 3 times in the last 5 games.
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah. One of them was at our ground, though. One of them was at our ground in
Yeah,
the cup.
that's that's embarrassing for a team that's trying to challenge for the league to lose uh to a team that's not really in your conversation at home. Away from home maybe, but at home, come on. We have to get maximum points at home. And
No,
especially
maybe
since
your manager's not good enough.
it's not about the manager. In those games, I feel like it was really just down to the attack being poor and some of the defensive lapses in those goals were shit. We were not good in moments, and that cost us. It was a stupid decision to just let what do you call it? What was the former Manchester United right back's name again? Wan-Bissaka just walk up the whole pitch and just pass the ball to Bowen the way that he did. It was
Yeah, we might
stupid.
have to bring him back. I have to
Hey,
get him back on.
I haven't seen him play. Maybe he's gonna play more often. Kyle
Well,
Walker,
he's
Kyle
had
Walker's
malaria.
good though.
Yeah, KWP's been good. Like I said, I think Wan-Bissaka's had malaria, so that's why Kyle Walker Peters has been coming in and keeping his place, and he deserves it. Like he's been class.
I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not saying 6-7 no. I'm just literally saying I think it's gonna be a 2-0 win.
Okay, okay. No, it's not even that I think like you're getting carried away because you're saying you're going to beat us. Of course, you're the favorites to beat us, but when you're talking about your team, I'm not hearing flaws. I'm just hearing like we're great at this and we're great at that, and when this is great. So when I'm
Our
hearing no
biggest
flaws, I'm
our
like, what?
our biggest flaw has been lack of creativity, lack of finishing off games. I believe now with gyokeres, we should be able to do that. Eze, we should be able to do that.
So now you have no flaws. That's what you're saying. There's no
Now
flaws.
now we have solved a lot of our issues in the past. I don't at this moment in time, I feel like our biggest issues have been solved, and going forward, maybe if other flaws do creep up, we'll see. But with the squad depth that we now have, I feel like that negates a lot of our squad, our issues in the past.
Yeah.
Man City,
And
the Man
if
City game, the issue was Arteta, simply put. Liverpool game, Arteta was the issue again. The lineup tells me a lot about the game. If we go into this game and you see Mikel Moreno, Rice, Zubimendi, I'll be like, yo, what the hell are we doing?
if you don't win this game, are you going to promise me that you won't blame the referee?
No, I would not blame the referee. No.
Because you said, right, and I seen the footage where you said this season you're not going to talk about referees, you can't talk about refs. Newcastle, you're out here talking about the referee again. You couldn't stick to it.
No,
Talking
but
about refs.
I can talk about decisions during the game. I'm not sitting here after the game saying he's, you know what? He is an idiot. He is, because he went and he got his decision changed for him when he made the right decision to begin with. It was the right decision to give the penalty.
Happens
But
to
hey,
everyone.
what?
Happens to everyone.
Hey, it does, and we won the game. Showed the mentality. Didn't need to worry about the refs.
Yeah, but yeah. No, you did win the game. But I have to say, what some of the all-time worst goalkeeping ever. What was he thinking, man? He tried to be the hero, kick the ball out straight away. Should have just held on to it, run down the clock. And then
Hey,
on the corner, absolute bozo.
referees are shit for everyone. But what's your score prediction before we wrap up?
I'm gonna be like I said, look, I'm not confident because even though Nuno's come in, we've had a sample size of 1 and we drew that game against Everton. So we could get a bounce, but I just think, yeah, it's the set piece thing worries me. So if I'm going to be optimistic, I'm going to stick my 1-1 prediction. I can't see us beating you, but I think the players will be up for it enough to really put a shift in, and I do think we can score a goal. It's about limiting you, but again, that set piece thing is a cheat code. So what can you do when a team's just going to keep kicking the ball out and forcing it to go out for a corner? You know what I mean? There's only so many times you can keep defending them. You know what I mean?
But you know what? We get corners because we're pressing and we're attacking. It's not a thing like we play for corners. I don't know.
I've seen you play for. You don't always play for corner. I'm not saying every corner is one you've played for, but you do it. It's definitely a thing that you do.
No, I think they try to keep the ball in position as much as possible. It's just sometimes when we take shots, it deflects out for a corner sometimes.
I've seen it. I've seen it happen where the players have literally just gone, "Let me just kick the ball at this guy. Let me just not even towards the goal. Like just kick the ball." I've seen it where they've made it go out for a play for a corner. Like it's something that you do. You can't even deny it.
Hey, I'm denying it right now because I don't think
Of course you are.
I don't think we intentionally try to play for corners.
You've
That's why
never you wait. So you're gonna sit there and tell me what none of your players have ever intentionally played for a corner?
no, I've seen Martinelli do that, but I think it's just poor decision making. I don't think he's intentionally just trying to win a corner.
That's a madness. That's a madness. But I will agree to disagree.
Hey, a lot of people might agree with you because I have seen Martinelli kick the ball out of the player, but I do think it's just him being poor at
I
times.
don't think it's just Martinelli. I've seen other players do it. Um,
Don't say the
you know,
Saka. I've never seen Saka do anything like that.
Saka not so much, but I've seen. I think I've
Noni
seen Rice
Madueke
do it.
wasn't doing that. Eze wasn't doing that.
No, I'm talking about like I'm not even talking about this season. Like this season, I think in the Newcastle game there was a couple of ones that it looked suspect to me. But like last season, you know, what I mean, I see there was a good few instances where you're like, yeah, he's just kicked the ball at the guy on purpose. Like you can kick the ball hard enough at someone, it's going to deflect and go out for a corner. You know it is.
If you try to keep the ball in play, sometimes you're going to see that, yeah. But hey, the biggest thing for me in this game is Gabriel going to be fit? Because if Gabriel's not fit, that is our biggest set piece threat not available for the game, and that's a big
Yeah,
boost for you guys. And Gabriel Magalhaes, I know some people might not rate Gabriel Magalhaes a couple years ago, but now he's been able to change around his uh, the impression of him from somebody who some people used to call a bozo to now what he is as arguably one of the best centre backs in the league with Saliba and Van Dijk in them. So
He's
yeah,
a bigger goal threat than Gyokeres. Let's be real.
Gyokeres has been good though. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think he's lived up to his price tag. Yes, he could score against us, but I don't think he's lived up to his price tag anywhere near it.
What's his price tag?
Well, he paid like, what was it, 65 mil or something? Was it 65?
I swear it's 55 plus add-ons. No,
All right, you want to do the add-ons, give it whatever it is. But to
are we doing
me,
euros or pounds? What are we doing?
or even his reputation. Let's say his reputation more than his price.
Gyokeres cost us 54 million pounds.
What's that? No add-ons or with
That's
add-ons?
including add-ons.
I don't buy. Well, okay, listen, but still, he comes with the reputation of 100+ million striker. That's what you guys looked at him as. He's not living up to his reputation. Can you say that? Can you say he's lived up to his rep?
He scored 3 goals in 6 games in the league.
You guys love doing this, right? Was it? Did he get 2 against Leeds?
Yep.
Right.
1 against Forest.
After Leeds were already losing, had to come out, right, and 1 against Forest, right. So
I swear he scored the second goal versus Leeds.
Yeah, he scored the second. That's what I'm saying. So didn't Leeds were he scored. Was it the second or third? He's second and he scored 2 against Leeds, right?
Yeah, he scored the second and the third. Yeah, he scored 2.
And then what goal number did he score against Forest? It was like one of
the second goal to kill off the game.
Right. So he scored in 2 games. Is that right?
Yeah.
Out of 6.
Yeah, and he's been solid in majority of them. His performances overall have been good. I think it's simply at this moment in time he's a new signing. He's going to be judged harshly, but I do think he's been better than majority of these other signings.
He would frustrate the life out of me. He's very reliant on service. It's like you've got to put things on a plate for him. It looks he's just
so
like
are most strikers.
Yeah, but I think at the same time, if you're a team that you're creating as much as you're saying, like how good are his runs? Like he's getting into some decent positions for sure. But I don't. He just frustrate the life out of me. He's not the quickest. But we'll see come into season, innit? Like, and I don't want to hear this. Well, it's his first season. He's a season to bed in. Like he's never been in the Prem before. You know, this ain't his first season in the Prem.
I think games like this against West Ham, no disrespect to West Ham, is the kind of games where we paid for him to come in and make a difference. And I expect him to make a difference versus you guys more than I would a Liverpool or a Chelsea or a Man City. Because I expect him, these are the kind of games where at home versus West Ham, Nottingham Forest, Leeds, every other team that's not one of the big 6, where it's not a tactical battle and it's more we create chances and we just need to eventually put one away.
The thing is, what I'm needing to see from him, what I'm expecting to see is that when the game is at a deadlock, right, and you're struggling to get that goal to break the team down, like
he did that. He did that versus Olympiacos yesterday. He created the first goal by pushing 2 defenders off the ball, shooting the ball so hard that it went past the keeper, and Martinelli just waited for it to hit the bar to put it in. It was basically a Gyokeres goal. It's just
come on, man. You know, it was basically his goal. He got saved. The keeper could have pushed it away.
It didn't get saved. It was basically going into the net. Martinelli waited to see if it was on target. It was slightly off target because it went through the goalkeeper's arm with the power from the shot. I think if Gyokeres yesterday had one of the most complete games, it's just unfortunate he didn't come out with an assist or a goal.
He was brought in to score goals. That's all I'm saying, right? You brought him into none of this Jesus gimmick, none of this Lacazette gimmick of he does everything else but score goals. No, he's in to score goals, right? So this season, he needs to rack up numbers. Like none of this.
What's the minimum? What's the minimum for you to be impressed?
To be impressed to his reputation, like he has to be in the league, probably 20+ in the league, right? For me to look at him as
there and thereabouts. I think he'll be around 20 in the league.
I think if he gets like 15, you know what I mean? Like Havertz, like he needs to like really for his reputation, he needs to be challenging for the golden boot. if he's not challenging for the Golden Boot, then he's not lived up to his reputation.
Erling Haaland's already running away with that.
Well, okay, like he needs to be the second, like, you know what I mean, second to the goal, even if it's a distance, because Erling Haaland's a machine. But he needs to be, do you know what I mean? Someone that if he's not first, which he's not going to be, he's second or joint second or not far off. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he's not far off right now. He has 3 goals. Second has 4, so he's not far off. But
yeah,
I
but he
hear
needs
it.
to be.
He needs to be on that first page for goals, regardless. At come the end of the season, I need to see him on that first page, one of the first couple names on the list. But right now, it's crazy. Semenyo and Jaden Anthony are the top of those lists. It's a mad thing.
And they
But yeah,
play for Bournemouth, so there's no excuses. There's no excuses for Gyokeres. What is the number? If he falls below a certain number for you, then it's a disappointment. If he doesn't reach this number,
if we don't win the league and he's part of the reason, forget about the goals.
so you don't care. Like if he, if you
If,
win the league and he's got 10 goals, you're not obviously you're going to be happy. I'm not going to say you'll be
I
mad,
mean,
but
that
to
only means Havertz probably had a big part to play in the season.
yeah, but then Gyokeres obviously hasn't lived up to his
If
rep.
Gyökeres wins us the games like West Ham, Crystal Palace, and Fulham, and he doesn't have a big impact versus the Chelsea's, Tottenham, and thing, I don't really care. But if he's not scoring in these kind of games, then I'm worried because these are the games where we're going to create more chances. We're going to have a lot of shots, a lot of opportunities, but we usually struggle to finish our dinner versus West Ham. But yeah, that's pretty much the main reason. And it's good that we spoke about Gyökeres because I wanted to get on top of that topic also. But yeah, man, great having a conversation with you. It's almost midnight right now. It's almost 1 a.m. on a Friday night, in case anybody's
Yeah,
wondering me. But I'm gonna release this tomorrow around lunchtime. So stay tuned for
cool.
that, guys. And
Yes.
thanks for doing this, man. I really do appreciate it. We went way
No.
over 15 minutes. We went like
Yeah,
15 minutes.
yeah, we got into it, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, man, I'll be there on Saturday. Um, so let's see, man. Hopefully we can get something.
there you go. Hopefully you don't, and hopefully Gyökeres bags a hat trick. I'll catch you then.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be getting in touch with me.
Hey, don't worry. I'm not one of those guys who clip you up and make you look bad.
Listen, I'll take it, man. I'll take it. You live by the sword, die by the sword.
There you go. There you go. I want to see a rant from you calling in on whatever channel you're calling in. What is it? BBC 5 Live or Talk Sport? Which one is
Talk
it?
Sport. Talk Sport usually call me, but not. I don't know when they'll call me.
There you go. Anyways, we'll catch you on the next one. You have a good one. Peace.